Have you ever wondered why your most vivid dreams feel truer than waking life? Why do certain visions return night after night, as if whispering a forgotten message? What if I told you? Those aren't dreams. They're reminders, remnants of something you've always known, but were taught to ignore. Because what you call sleep isn't rest, it's return. Every night, as your body surrenders to stillness, something ancient awakens, a part of you not bound by gravity, language, or time. A part of you that slips out of the physical world and into the realm they don't want you to remember. You see, the greatest lie ever told is that dreams are fiction, that sleep is a shutdown, that nothing important happens after the lights go out. But the truth is far more dangerous. When your eyes close, a gate opens. And you, yes, you, begin your nightly pilgrimage into realms older than this earth, spaces built not from molecules, but from memory, from spirit, from the blueprint of your soul. This is why ancient mystics slept inside pyramids, why monks trained themselves to remain lucid through the darkest hours, why forbidden texts warn the sleeper must awaken. Because the dream world is not a fantasy. It's the backstage of reality. And if you knew what truly happens there, you'd never see this life the same way again. In this video, we'll unearth the secrets buried beneath your sleep. We'll explore what ancient civilizations believed about dreams, why secret societies mapped the terrain of the astral world, and how you can begin remembering your true nightly journey. You'll learn why your consciousness leaves your body, how to recognize the signs of spiritual travel, and how to reclaim the lost art of sleeping with intention. So if you've ever woken up with your heart pounding from a world that felt too real to forget, stay with me. And if you're ready to remember who you are beyond the body, hit subscribe, because what we're about to uncover has been hidden for centuries. This isn't entertainment. This is a revelation. Long before sleep was reduced to a biological cycle, long before dreams were dismissed as mental noise, ancient cultures revered the night as sacred. To the uninitiated, sleep is silence, but to the wise, it was a ritual of return, a journey through dimensions watched over by gods, ancestors, and spirits, and above all, a key to unlocking the soul's true origin. In ancient Egypt, sleep was considered a sacred portal. The Egyptians believed that during slumber, the Ba, the personality, the spirit double, left the physical body and traveled through the Duat, the hidden underworld. This wasn't myth, it was law. Pharaohs were buried with intricate manuals like the Amduat and the Book of Two Ways, not just for the afterlife, but for the sleep life, because they knew. What happens in dreams is what happens in death. The same wisdom echoed in Tibet. There, masters of Milam, or dream yoga, trained themselves to awaken within their dreams, not for novelty, but for liberation. Tibetan Buddhists taught that the dream state mirrored the Bardo, the liminal state between death and rebirth. If one could remain conscious in dreams, they could remain conscious after death. And if you could master that, you could choose your destiny. Across the ocean, the Aboriginal peoples of Australia spoke of the Dreamtime, not as fiction, but as the original reality. They believed all of existence was shaped by ancestral beings in the dream world, and that during sleep, we return to the source, to that ancient realm where the laws of creation are still being written. The Greeks had Oneiroi, gods of dreams, The Gnostics believed that the world of sleep held messages from the pleroma, the divine realm. And in Hermetic traditions, the astral body was not theory. It was a vehicle, one that could be trained, sharpened, and sent out into other planes of existence. Even early Christian mystics, before orthodoxy buried them, saw sleep as divine communion. In secret texts like the Gospel of Mary, visions were not hallucinations. They were sacred instructions delivered through the veil. But something changed. The rise of materialism, the dominance of rational thought, the burning of libraries, the silencing of mystics, and the repackaging of sacred truths as superstition. In the modern world, dreams are entertainment, sleep is recovery, and awareness a threat. Because here's the truth: a human who remembers where they go at night is dangerous. They can't be manipulated. They no longer fear death, and they begin to question the rules of the waking world. So the knowledge was buried, hidden in plain sight, fragmented across cultures, encoded in symbols, and kept alive by secret lineages. But today, we dig it up, because the map has always been there, in tombs, scrolls, chants, and stars. And if you follow it, you'll begin to see that every dream you've had, every strange symbol, every forgotten face, wasn't random. It was a message, and it's time to remember. Let's begin with what they never taught you in school. When you sleep, you are not inactive. You are not unconscious. You are simply elsewhere. Because during sleep, something extraordinary happens. Your brain shifts its frequency, dropping from the rapid waves of waking life to slower, deeper patterns. Theta, delta. Frequencies not of distraction, but of access. Imagine your mind as a tuning fork. During the day, it resonates with the physical world. But at night, the tuning shifts, the static clears, and suddenly, you're locked onto another frequency, one that allows your consciousness to slip its earthly anchor and explore dimensions you've forgotten how to name. This isn't theory. It's been documented for thousands of years. Mystics have always known that we possess not just one body, but layers. The physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, and the astral body, your luminous double, capable of traveling without the need for flesh. And this is what leaves when you dream. Your astral body detaches, fluid, weightless, unlimited. It can drift across continents, pass through walls, revisit memories, or enter symbolic realms where thought becomes form. Sometimes you're aware of this. Most times you're not, because no one trained you to notice those strange dreams, where you're flying, where you're seeing impossible cities, meeting beings who feel more real than people you know. Those aren't imagination. That's you, partially awake, glimpsing what lies beyond. And this realm, the one you visit nightly, is not random. It's structured. It has levels, like layers of atmosphere, some filled with chaos, others with beauty, some crowded with wandering souls, others silent, waiting, sacred. The problem is, you've been conditioned to forget. From childhood, you were told dreams don't matter, that sleep is downtime, that waking life is the only life. And with that simple lie, they severed your memory of the most important journey you take each day. But the ancients didn't forget. They mapped this terrain. In the Egyptian Duat, the soul faced trials, mirrors of one's own fears and desires. In the Tibetan Bardo, awareness had to navigate shifting visions, illusions, and choices. In Hermetic texts, the astral traveler could ascend through spheres, each one revealing a deeper layer of truth. And guess what? You've already done this. Every time you jolted awake with your heart racing because you were falling. Every time you felt paralyzed in your sleep because your consciousness hadn't returned fully to the body. Every time you dreamt of someone long gone because your souls met on another plane. You've been there. You just weren't told how to see it. Now, let's go deeper, because the astral realm isn't just a place you visit. It's a place that responds to you. Unlike the physical world, where time moves linearly and cause follows effect, the astral world bends to intention. Thought becomes structure. Emotion shapes experience. You don't just witness reality there, you create it. Imagine entering a realm where your fear instantly summons shadows, where your curiosity opens doors, where your unhealed trauma becomes a labyrinth you must escape. This is why most people forget their dreams, not because they can't remember, but because their subconscious is protecting them from what they're not ready to face. But if you knew how to walk in with awareness, everything would change. You'd realize that the being you encountered last night wasn't a dream character. It was a guide, or a memory, or even you in another form. You'd begin to understand that recurring dreamscapes aren't glitches, they're maps, personalized symbols your higher consciousness uses to deliver truth. In fact, many of the things we chalk up to imagination are bleed-throughs, impressions from other dimensions your soul traversed during sleep. Déjà vu? That moment you walk into a place you swear you've seen before. That's a location you've visited, not in body, but in spirit. Prophetic dreams, that eerie accuracy in your gut before something happens. That's because your consciousness witnessed it before time solidified. Nightmares, shadow figures, those aren't always dreams. They're astral confrontations, tests, warnings, encounters with energies that exist outside this visible realm. And it's not just about mystery, it's about sovereignty. Because when you learn to become conscious in your dreams, to lucid dream, to astral project, to retain memory, you begin to take back a third of your life that was stolen from you. A third of your life that's been used to program you, confuse you, or suppress your deeper knowledge. But once you remember, the spell breaks. The soul remembers how to move without legs, to speak without words, to touch realms where angels walk beside ancestors, where temples shimmer out of thought, where choices ripple across timelines. This is the true nature of your being. You are not a body that dreams. You are a consciousness that visits a body. And sleep is not the end of the day. It's the return to origin, the rehearsal for death, the training ground for higher awareness. And those who master it, they no longer fear dying, because they already know how to travel beyond the veil. So, how do you begin? How do you reclaim the lost art of conscious sleep, of remembering where you go and why you go there? It begins not with exotic rituals or secret initiations, but with awareness, with intention. Every spiritual tradition that preserved this knowledge started the same way, by preparing the body, the breath, and the mind to receive the journey. Step 1. Prepare the body like a temple. Don't fall into sleep. Enter it. Cleanse yourself before bed, physically and energetically. Take a cool shower. Burn incense or herbs like mugwort, frankincense, or sage. Remove digital noise. No screens, no chaos. Why? Because your environment becomes part of the dream, and clutter in your physical space creates distortion in the astral realm. Step 2. Set the intention with power. Before closing your eyes, speak your desire out loud, not a whisper. Make it real. I will remember my dreams. I will awaken within the dream. I will travel consciously and receive what my soul wants to show me. Your words are keys. They tune the frequency. They prime your consciousness to stay aware. Step 3. Journal immediately upon waking. Keep a notebook beside your bed. The moment you stir, even if it's 3 a.m., write down anything. A symbol, a name, a feeling, a fragment. You're not recording dreams, you're recording data, codes. The more you write, the more your subconscious responds. Over time, vague impressions become full-blown narratives, and eventually, you'll remember it all. Step 4. Notice the patterns. Certain symbols will return, certain people, certain landscapes. These are not random. They are part of your astral territory. Study them, draw them, meditate on them. Ask your higher self, what are you showing me? Step 5. Learn to stabilize astral projection. As you become more lucid, you'll feel the shift. Vibrations, floating, the sensation of peeling away. When this happens, don't panic, stay calm. Focus on your hands, a mantra, or a visual anchor. This keeps your awareness grounded in the non-physical form. And remember, exit doesn't always feel magical. Sometimes it's as subtle as a thought. The moment you realize, I'm dreaming, you are already there. Common obstacles? Fear is the biggest one. Fear of the unknown. Fear of the out-of-body state. Fear of what you might see. But understand this. Nothing you encounter in the astral world has power over you unless you give it permission. You are the creator, the traveler, the architect. So the more intention you bring, the safer and more extraordinary the experience becomes. Because what awaits you is more than symbols. What awaits you is you, the higher you, the remembered you, the part of you that never forgot how to fly. So now you know, sleep is not silence, dreams are not fiction, and you are not just a body. Every night you embark on a sacred journey, whether you remember it or not. You slip through the veil and return to the place your soul has always known. A realm of symbols, truths, and infinite mirrors. A realm that holds the answers to questions you've barely begun to ask. And the moment you begin to remember, everything changes. You stop fearing death because you've already traveled its path. You stop feeling lost because you recognize the map hidden in your dreams. You stop obeying illusions because you've touched something real. And once you touch it, the world can never hypnotize you again. The ancients tried to leave us breadcrumbs in stone, in scrolls, in chants passed down in whispers. But it's only when you close your eyes with intention that the doors begin to open. So tonight, don't just collapse into sleep. Enter it like a gateway. Walk through it like a temple. And when you awaken, don't dismiss what you saw. Write it down. Trace the clues. Follow the thread. Because sleep is not rest. It is remembrance. And the dreamer who becomes conscious becomes sovereign. If this message stirred something deep in you, something ancient, something familiar, then subscribe and join us as we continue uncovering the truths that were never meant to be forgotten. Until next time, sleep not like the world taught you, but like your soul remembers.